we're into the start of another month, so let's look back and see what new and exciting games that we played in May. So May has been a bit of a tricky month gaming-wise for me. I have been away for work for quite a bit, so it's been a bit tricky to be able to do the normal amount of gaming that we usually like to, particularly between the two of us.
Yeah, I've still been filling in the board game need by going to our local board game club every Sunday and we're playing some solo games, but it's not quite been the same. I've missed playing as many board games with you.
So do you want to guess again?
Yeah. So you said less. New game wise, I think it's probably less than 10 this month.
It is. We've only, well, new to me, but I don't think you've played many new games this month at all. I think I've probably played more new than you have actually, weirdly, bizarrely. But new to me, 6 games only.
I think I've probably played about 4. I'd say about 4 or 5 new games. You'll tell me in a minute. But
I will tell you.
Yeah. So, but we have got lots of games in, and we're going to make up for it when we do this for June, because obviously we went to the Board Game Expo. Yes. So there's going to be a lot of games for that.
Loads in June.
So what?
But we played 19 games, different games in total, and then 6 of them were new. So not too bad.
Still quite a lot better than there's only sort of 30 days in September. 31 days in May. So there's still quite a lot of board games we played.
Yeah. The newest, not even out one that I played was My City Roll and Write. I got to try that for work before we were demoing it at the UK Games Expo. And that's quite a nice one, particularly if you've played My City, you'll know what that's all about in terms of things developing through. It takes that sort of legacy campaign-y kind of element of it where different criteria and different things change, but pops that into a roll and write, which is really fun. I really enjoyed that one.
My City's a weird game I've never played. Lots of people love it. I've never played it, but was the roll and write better?
We should. I haven't played My City, but I have played the roll and write, and I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
Yes, so
we should.
That was a good one.
And My Island is coming soon, isn't it? At the end of the year.
Yes.
So we need to
do
that before that comes out.
Get on the My City train, yes, for sure. I played No Thanks for the first time.
Did you? Was I there for that?
I think you were. I think that was at Board Game Club, and I think it was one of those right at the end of the night, and you play like a couple of little card game type things. I also played 6 Nimmt at the same time.
Okay, I've played that before.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean they were just fun card games. As I say, end of the night at Board Game Club. We've got a few minutes left, but not enough time to get out a board game, and it's quite nice sometimes when everyone's been on separate tables doing their own little games, all come together and sort of have a bit of a giggle at the end of the night. So it was nice for that.
We played 6 Nimmt with about 13 people or something, which was just utter silliness, but it was fun. I think I lost terribly. I had a really bad hand, and ended up with, I think, a complete selection of bad cards from one draw. So it's fun though. Yeah,
and that's one that you've I think played both of those before, and then I've been on tables that haven't yet finished their game, so you've then played those. But I just happened to be that this month I got to play those too.
Lucky you.
So yeah. What else was new? We played RoboTRONderby Express.
Yes, we played RoboTRONderby Express because, and if you want to see more of that, there's a card somewhere on the screen or around the screen saying about how I made that. So that was basically my attempt to make the ultimate Tron board game.
Which worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
There were some things that I found slightly constraining in it. I felt sometimes with the movement, I had my hands tied behind my back kind of thing. But I think you did really well with the elements of it. So
I don't think we'll be going back to it anytime soon, partly because we've got so many new games to play. But we will play again at some point, and I'm as you see in the video, I'm really proud of it. So yeah,
that was that one. I also played Yokohama on BGA for the first time. And if I'm honest, it was one of those ones where you go around and you're trying to work out what to do, and you're clicking on things that it kind of lets you do for a little bit.
Until it eventually progresses the game. You click everything.
And then you're like, what is it asking me to do? What am I allowed to do? And then sort of halfway through, you're like, yeah, I've got this now, and it's too late.
Well,
it's way too late.
I've played it in person because we love Japanese-based games, and I've been meaning to play it. And I had someone explain it to me, sitting with me while I played it, and it took us the best part of 3 or 4 hours. So yeah, heaven help you for trying to play it without anyone saying you might want to do that. You thought about doing that. I liked it.
Yeah, and I think the thing is with BGA, you're sort of trying to sort of scour what's there and what all the symbols mean, and it's not quite as easy when it's like at the table. But then also quite nice to just try something new every now and again.
Yeah.
So
I think you'd like it a lot more in person.
I do want to play it again, and I think that now that I've got that one out the way, I would be much better at BGA. Not that I'd get a good score, but you know, I would improve that somewhat. Let's hope I would.
Anything else new to
So
you?
the only thing otherwise that we played new was Shot in the Dark, and this was a bit of a funny one. We had gone out to dinner one night,
Yes.
and there just happened to be that the pub had several games there, and we'd taken some card games with us, but we'd played those a few times, so we thought, oh well, we'll see what this one is. And it was just
so it's a quiz game kind of. It is fun. It just gives you really random questions, and you have to answer with a kind of guess.
It was the kind of thing you see, sort of, you pick up in the supermarket or something on the run up to Christmas.
Yeah,
that kind of game.
A game like you play in a pub, really.
Yeah. Pub game.
We took Tussie Mussie with us, and I much prefer playing that.
Tussie Mussie actually our most played game this month.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think because we recently got the ribbon and the greenery.
Yeah, so we're playing it with every expansion, which is good for 2 players because it means you don't get any repetition of the cards, which really adds another kind of dimension to it, because then you can start card counting and going, okay, we've had all the reds now, there can't be reds in there. And I think it's probably higher on there because we play 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, because we'd taken it out, so it's like, oh, let's play it again. So yeah, we played that a few times, and also because I didn't have a lot of time this month, it was something easy. It was sort of thing, and I'm exhausted, end of the night, kind of thought, well, let's play something, but you want it to be something quite easy to get to the table, super quick, and just sort of maybe something you can play on lap trays and things. So I think that's why it probably ended up, higher up on the most played this month.
It's a good game though. I think we perhaps dismissed it too quickly. Definitely play at the expansions. Way better certainly with the ribbons. But yeah, the more we've been playing that, the more I've enjoyed it.
Let's look at your new games.
Okay, what have I played that's new?
You played Unfathomable.
I did.
You spoke about.
Yeah, so if you want to know more about that, there's a video up there, around there, somewhere, as a link to it, because I chose it as my favourite game of the month for May.
You did, yeah. And you compared it against Battlestar Galactica, sort of a little bit.
We played Battlestar Galactica one week, and then someone said they had Unfathomable, so we wanted to play it in kind of quick succession so we could compare the two. Spoiler warning, if you want to watch that video, I preferred Unfathomable.
Yeah, I was so surprised at that.
It's... Battlestar Galactica isn't my favourite sci-fi series. If it was, based on Star Wars or Star Trek, or I probably would have been more drawn to it. I don't really remember Battlestar Galactica all that well. But Unfathomable is brilliant, and only if you have a big group of people. To be honest, I think with less than 4, it probably isn't great. But
really,
I think 4 or 5 is really that sweet spot, it takes a bit of time to play, but I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it.
The other new game that you played was with your daughters. You played Animal Crossing Monopoly.
Okay, right. Yes, I've been trying to, obviously, as any parent who's watching this will know, you want your children to play games because then you've got more people to play with and you play more games. And the only time they've ever asked to play another game the following week was Animal Crossing Monopoly. Now,
probably helped by the fact that they're super into Animal Crossing.
They adore
at the
Animal
moment.
Crossing. I looked at their stats, and they've on their DS, 3DS, and they've played it one's played it for nearly 200 hours, I've played it for nearly 100 hours, but had it less time. They adore Animal Crossing, which is why they actually wanted this game. Now, there's a Tom Vassell review on Animal Crossing Monopoly where he gets super angry. I think that might be the one he chucks it across the room. I'm not completely sure.
Oh, I always love that when that happens.
I think he certainly calls it trash, which is unfair, because it isn't a Monopoly game.
Okay, well then why call it Monopoly?
No idea. Well, it's brand recognition, isn't it?
So that people will buy it. Okay.
You know, the rules should basically say, forget all you know about about Monopoly. This is nothing like it. It's really everybody wins, but someone wins a bit more. We did a few house rules. On
the first play, you did house rules.
Yes.
You're so funny.
Because, well, the problem with Monopoly, there's lots of problems with Monopoly, but one of the problems with Monopoly is whoever gets to go first can just buy a street. They're statistically going to get a chance to buy one, whereas whoever goes last is less likely to get one because they've only got a 1 in 6 chance. So we always start in each corner. Also, it outstayed its welcome a little bit. They were completely engaged by this game for an hour. So, like, focused on it. After that time, they kind of lost interest. So I think it says you have to collect 7 different objects, things. I can't remember what they're called. They knew. We scaled back to 5 for the second time, but it was fun. There was you do some bartering in it where my youngest is a wheeler dealer because she knew my oldest daughter really needed something and she had it. And on the back of it says how much it's kind of worth, but you keep that to yourself and obviously you want to sell it for a profit. And she was already making a profit on it. She's like, nah, I think I'm going to keep it, actually. I've changed my mind. And my older daughter's like, please, let me buy it. And we're just upping the point. Any parent who plays games with their children know, you kind of, want to help them do well in the game. No one wants to see their children get completely annihilated and not want to play again. It's in your own interest, really. And I didn't have to do that with this game. They both genuinely got it quickly and enjoyed it. It's not a tremendous game for people who play a lot of games, obviously. But it was fun. We had a lot of fun playing it. They even asked you, because obviously Libby was away. When she came out, can we play Animal Crossing Monopoly again? It's like, no. We're not playing it twice in a day. And they've already said, can we play it again this weekend? So they do really enjoy it. And I feel
like if there was another game that was Animal Crossing themed that was a better game, they'd probably like that even more. They would,
yes. But if it didn't have Animal Crossing on it, obviously they wouldn't be interested in playing it. But it's not as bad as lots of people say. So we had a great time for 2 hours. They were fully engaged on the 2 times we played.
Yeah. We played Eclipse.
We did. Love Eclipse. Yeah, so it's the second time we played it. We played my copy this time.
Yes.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
I was worried I'd completely forgotten how to play it. Turned out I hadn't.
No, it comes back to you.
And yeah, such a good game.
I was the planty, peaceful aliens.
Yes. So
out of character for me.
I play Eclipse every time we went, to be honest. But it takes a bit of time. It's the only thing you're going to play that night. So.
Yes, yeah. It was at our board game club, and we started playing that, and by the time we finished, it was time to leave. So
yeah, we had to set up quickly.
There was 4 players. Yeah, one of which you'd never played before.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he's used to those style of games, so he got it quite quickly. But yeah, what else have we played?
Of course, we played Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion again. We've said before we're going through that campaign again. So we played some more of that. We're just about to do a tangent off to my Demolisher's mission.
We're doing a side mission.
So I'm hoping to blow up some buildings or something. And blow stuff up. That's what I do.
Yeah.
And you just throw axes about.
Just love my axe.
Sort of pretend to be a hero or something.
Really? Yeah.
Something.
It's
We played the Great Wall.
We did play the Great Wall.
Love it.
We played the Meeples version this time.
Yes.
And I think it kind of loses a little bit interest.
Less than I thought it would.
Yes, they've done a great job with it.
Yeah, I think the archers look great. The cavalry particularly look amazing.
But it just feels grander with the miniatures. It's a really, really good game.
Yeah, I really love how you've got that kind of worker placement till you get all the bits that you need. That mechanism where you can't get what you need until the section is full. I find that really interesting and something I haven't seen very much. And then, from that part, you're then heading out onto the wall and you've got the sort of battle element of it. So you're sort of thinking of these 2 different parts, and you particularly managed to really match up your clan leader with some of your advisors and get a really good engine working on that game.
Yes, because we'd played it before, we knew how the synergies mesh together, and yeah, so I kind of hit the ground running. It's obviously there's an element of luck in it, which ones you draw, but we can take advantage of that, and it's a super game.
I cannot wait for the Kickstarter reprint to fulfill. I mean, I've got a long time to wait, probably another 12 months at least, but I love that game. So really that was great. You've played more Root, of course you have.
I did play some more Root.
Of course you have.
I've been trying to diversify my factions, because really I just want to stay as a Woodland Alliance and play them all the time, but I don't want to be that guy when you go and play with people and like Woodland Alliance or nothing else. No, I want to, and also it helps if you know all the other factions. I've been trying to do the Lizards at the moment, trying to get quite handy with those. I'm keen to explore the Moles as well.
Yeah, I played the Moles once, but then I'd forgotten the key point that I was told about how they play until halfway through the game, and someone was like,
you can spring up anywhere around the board.
That? And I was like, I get it now, but it was way too late, so I'd ruined that game completely.
Yeah, at some point we've got the Mordors expansion coming. We're still waiting for that. It's now been 2 months since we bought that, and when that comes, that's going to be great, because that's going to mean we can play it together.
Yes, a bit more often.
But I'm still playing a lot on the app.
Yeah, I need to play more on the app. I just need to find some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We played Paris, La Cité de Lumiere.
We did. We're kind of practicing because you knew you were going to be presenting that at the UK Games Expo.
Yes, so that was one of the games that I was teaching. So
I'm going to be bold and say I think that's my favourite 2-player game.
Ooh, that is quite a statement.
Non-card game.
Okay.
I prefer that to the likes of Targi, and it's really good.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy that one, and we started playing with the expansion, the Paris Eiffel.
We had a few games. We did like an extreme version where we used only the Eiffel expansion cards, which was a bit nuts. Mixing those in with the main game is the way to go, but it adds a bit of diversity in there.
I really like that. I like the new structures that adds, and like the little gargoyle and different things. So we really enjoyed that one, and again, it's quite an easy one to get out, because basically the box is the board, so apart from the fact that you've got to place the postcards around, you're not having to take up loads of space particularly. It's
quick to get going, and we know it obviously, so we can just play a game. It's about half hour, I think. On
that thread of learning games for the expo for me to teach, well, these are all games that I've played before. I just wanted to know them well enough to be able to be confident teaching them, and I think that's that's another level of knowing a game, because I want to know. I don't want to be that person that someone asks some sort of nuanced question and I don't immediately know the answer and I've got to flick up and look through. I don't like that, so I was making sure I was sort of ahead of the game on those sorts of things. So with that in mind, we also played the crew mission Deep Sea at our gaming night. They were graceful enough to let me guinea pig them with that, but that's a fun game.
It's good,
and we'd played that before at 2.
We have,
but I hadn't played it as like a bigger group, and that was
I think we played,
that was quite good.
The other one, the other crew with a bigger group. I certainly have.
I hadn't.
But it deserves its accolades. It's a very good, very clever game.
And I played it a few times whilst we were at the expo teaching people, and it's so funny when they're like, "Oh, I know what I should have done."
It's good when you're playing it and you know you failed, and it's like, oh, when do I want to admit this? How do I make it look like this wasn't my fault? It was someone else's fault. And you go, oh no, now we can't win, and you've known for a few turns that you've mucked up.
But I enjoy that. I think that's quite fun, and it's a new take on trick taking in a way. And it just I had quite a laugh teaching it. Like the people were engaging with like the fun of it. I think so. That was good. We played Potion Explosion for the first time in ages.
We did. It's such a good game. We're going around the bring and buy sale at the UK Board Game Expo, and I was hoping that was going to be there because I really like Potion Explosion. Brilliant fun.
It is fun, so we'd like to get our hands on that one.
I'd love a physical copy of that.
We played that on BGA. So another thing I played on BGA was Teotihuacan. a game I really enjoy. I like the dice, the way you sort of manipulate the numbers and how you have to pay different amounts depending on how many dice are there. Obviously there's the pyramid. Yeah, I really enjoy that game, and we need to get it off the shelf a bit more.
We do. We've got some expansions we haven't played yet.
Yes, so. Yes, they're on the shelf of shame.
Which is getting bigger.
It is, which is, yeah, extensive now, but whoops. And there's a couple of others. I played Architects of the West Kingdom whilst you were playing Unfathomable.
Right.
I really enjoy that game. I hadn't played it in ages. You played it once.
Yes.
Almost when we first started going to this board game club that we've been going to recently. So that was quite some time ago. But I like that one. I like that you can sort of put your opponent's meeples in jail and you take them.
I was going to say I like the jail mechanism in that.
You get more for putting more meeples on a spot, so you can gain more, but then the more you have there, the more vulnerable they are from being taken. So it's a tricky sort of balance between the two of what you're going to get and whether you're going to then be in trouble. Yeah. So that was good. And there was one more that we have played. We played a good game of Scythe.
Oh yeah, was that I think that's the one where we divided into two when we had. I think it was a night where everyone was playing Scythe. There's 2 tables of about 10 people playing across them. Yes, we had a brilliant game.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, really good. We've been getting that played more frequently because we played it, I think, last month as well. And again, on a reasonable player count. So it's quite nice that it's not always just a 2-player, because I feel like they're different games.
Very
almost.
Different.
I love them equally, but it feels different to play at the different player count. So it's nice to do the higher player count.
Yes, even though you were very cruel to me in a game of Scythe recently.
Oh, I was. Oh, I got an encounter card and you couldn't instigate a battle against me unless I was to instigate one first. So you basically couldn't come into any of my territories. We were next to each other as well, which was not helpful for you. And so I just sort of sat on the factory.
Blocked me in.
And I didn't fight him at all.
You'd left a work on each place, and obviously, and a mech. I couldn't enter them because I'd start a battle, and I couldn't do that. Couldn't get across the river because the opponent on the other side had built basically a mech wall. I was completely boxed in. Yeah,
it was quite mean, but also really fun.
Yeah, very frustrating, but still really enjoyed the game. love Scythe.
Did I win that game?
I think you may well have done.
Yeah, it was on the factory at the end, so that's always a good indicator, isn't it? Yeah, and we had a nice new factory that we've had 3D printed, and you can put one of those little fake tea candles inside it, and so it looks like the fires are burning, and then you can stand your meeple on it, and mine had a little flag waving, looking victorious at the top.
I just looked from afar and thought, I'd love to come over and attack you, but I'm not allowed. I was playing black as well. They're all about the combat.
Whoops.
But
and lastly was Arcana, which we play quite often. We like that, and I want to get the Pearl expansion, can't get hold of it, but I have got the other one, so we're enjoying what that's bringing, the new elements that brings into the game, really.
Yeah, I like Arcana. It's one of those ones, the more you know it, you want to play it in tandem with someone because you want to learn it together.
Yes.
Because we've got someone who can win in like 4 turns, and it's not much fun playing against him, but we're kind of on par, I think. Well, obviously you're better because it's you, but I think I enjoy playing. I enjoy playing that one.
It feels like you're playing an in-depth game, but it's so quick and easy to get to the table that it almost has got that, I could take this on holiday kind of vibe to it. Yeah. Just an easy play, but you feel like it's got some depth and it hits that. It's gaming tonight.
It's very strategic.
Yeah.
You can't win by luck.
No, you've got
against someone who knows how to play. So it's been quite busy.
Yes.
I know we said at the beginning we haven't played many games. Clearly we have played quite a lot.
A few.
But it's been a busy month, and next month obviously we're gonna have a lot more to talk about. We've had some Kickstarters arrive, so we'll be talking about those, and obviously all the things we've bought at the UK Games Expo.
Yes, it's going to be a long video.
It is. It's going to be an epic one next month. But if you've enjoyed any of the games we've talked about, please put a comment in and say whether you enjoy them too, or which games you might like if you enjoyed those.
If you want to make sure you don't miss the ones coming up, make sure you hit the bell for the notifications and think about subscribing to the channel. That would be great. Had an influx of subscribers recently, so that's been fantastic, and I hope if you are new, you're enjoying this kind of
other content we do.
And thank you to all of you for coming and joining us.
And we'll see you in June.